This is another Hustle production.
All right. Welcome everyone for those who are catching this live or for those who are on the replay. This is Timothy Moore coming to you live from the group Acquiring Vision. This is for visionaries, star entrepreneurs, folks trying to jump in and just make it happen. Tonight, we have a very special and amazing brother, Point. Glad to have him on to just kind of share a little bit about all things podcasting. So I'm going to bring him on, introduce him. But before I do, I want to ask you, my friend, if you were to have a theme song, what would it be? And why would you choose that theme song? Rock with it.
Yeah, I would choose No Matter What by T.I. off the Paper Trail album.
Okay. Yeah. Talk to me. Why that?
Well, if you go back and hear it, it's about he was going through a lot of obstacles at the time. He had his case going on and stuff like that. A lot of people was doubting him, saying all kind of negative things about him, about how he gonna be locked up for 20 years and all that. And how he always manages to overcome all those obstacles and come up to a higher level of light, sort of like divinity in a way. And I'm the type of person. I've been through so many obstacles. I've been through homelessness. I've been locked up a few times, and have people just doubt me, all kind of stuff that make your head spin. And I still seem to continue to keep going. I can't dwell on it, and I just overcome all these obstacles,
Man, I like that. And that's what it's about. It's about overcoming. It's about, again, having your vision, knowing what you all about. What was that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part.
No, I was just saying, and that's what it's really all about. Being able to have a vision that's clear enough to get you past whatever's going on in your life right now. And that's really powerful. So it sounds like you've been that man.
Yeah,
you overcome.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
All right, so this show is about all things podcasts. So talk about your journey. When did you first start podcasting? How'd you get into it?
Yeah, well, I got into podcasting in about 2013. I was working in retail at the time. I always have a lot of things on my mind about what goes on in the world. I just mainly just wanted a platform to speak about it, especially in the entertainment industry. I think around that time, I think Illuminati and stuff like that, about what these celebrities do and stuff like that, was really big, hot topic then. So I just got on the radio, a little internet radio, and started talking about it, and ended up creating a show about it,
Right. How'd that first show go?
Well, it was called Righteous Hustle Radio. The first show was basically me introducing myself. I didn't have any guests. Basically just did a background about myself, my journey, where I was coming from back then. I think that was about 7 years ago now, but it was an introduction show and what I was going to be talking about, and just build from there. I think I had a few listeners on that first show. One young lady reached out to me. She ended up being a co-host for the first couple of seasons. Yeah, and I had a female co-host.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So now talk about the name of your what's the name of your company?
Yeah, the name of the company is Righteous Hustle Entertainment. And when I say Righteous Hustle Entertainment, I deal anything that's going to entertain you. The radio aspect of it is an internet broadcast company. I've also started a modeling line, foot modeling. You have all different type of models. You have hand models. You have face models, runway models. You also have foot models. So, I bought that aspect of it too to Righteous Hustle Entertainment. It's not with the radio part, but that's a separate store where the men can you know check out the foot models. But the radio part of it,
Right.
basically, yeah, the radio part of it is basically a broadcasting company. If you got something entertaining or informative or inspiring, hey, holla at me. I'll put you on.
Okay. Okay. So what's the reach on that show? How many listeners are on that?
Well, currently, on the Blog Talk side of it, because I signed up with Blog Talk, it's about 30,000. But a couple of months ago, I got picked up by
30.
iHeart.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Picked up by our heart,
iHeart.
30,000. Now,
Yeah.
iHeart. Okay. So how does a person, if they have a podcast, how do you get picked up? What does that look like? How does that start?
Well, basically, once you start doing a podcast like that, you got all these different streaming companies. They pick you up, they hear you, and you might have Tune In. You might have what's the other one? Tune In. They got iTunes and stuff like that. Matter of
Anchor,
fact, yeah, all those little streaming
Spotify.
companies, right? They pick you up and start playing it. But with iHeart, since they're number one in podcasting, I reached out to them and let them know I wanted to put my show on there, filled out the paperwork. About 2 weeks later, they picked up the show.
Okay. So you had a podcast and you decided to. So what are the um what are the criteria for getting picked up by a show? So you said you reached out to them. What did they need?
But basically, they need an RSS feed. If you have your own internet website, when you're doing shows, you have an RSS feed. But I went through Blog Talk Radio, and Blog Talk, the website itself, is set up for people who want to do their own podcast. They pay a monthly fee, and they could broadcast all they want, for that fee. And so, with that being said,
Mm-hmm.
it gets you out there, it gets you known, so you could take your content, which is always there, and you can shop it around, just like a record deal or something. Just like you go in the studio, record a demo, and you shop your demo around the different record companies trying to get picked up. So with that, I went to Blog Talk.
Right.
I was doing my show. I got a bunch of episodes. I got about 80 episodes, stacked up. And what I did, I just went around to these different companies like iHeart, Spotify, these different playlists that you hear about. And they specialize in podcasts too. So you just send them your information, your RSS feed, and if they like what you got, they'll go ahead and they'll run it through their streaming. So you get picked up by them. So not only are you got the listeners on Blog Talk, you also got the listeners that listen to iHeart. You got a lot of big names on there. Breakfast Club, they stream off
Mm.
iHeart. Almost anybody. It's like number one for podcasting now.
Right. 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 Okay. So you have your RSV. You shop around. You try to find a place to get picked up. What is some of the steps to go bigger than that? So now that you're on iHeart, what's kind of the vision or what's the goal now that you're here? So,
Right.
you know, what are the
That's a
possibilities?
Yeah, that's a real good question. Right now, I'm trying to figure out the answer to that question. I'm trying to figure out a way to sell subscriptions because I see a lot of people they have subscriptions. You can buy a subscription to their show or their broadcast. Right now, people listen to it for free. All you gotta do is log on there and listen
Right,
to it. But I'm not sure about how to do that yet, and that's what I'm trying to get into. But right now, what I'm focusing on is just reaching out to people who want to do podcasts, and they pay me and they do a show and they air it to millions of people. So that's where I'm at with it right now.
right.
And they do offer
Okay.
revenue sharing. So when commercials play on there,
So what
the
is that?
company revenue sharing is when like anytime that you go on a podcast and click and you see those commercials and you hear them, you get a
Right,
percentage for it. If you get enough clicks and people hearing the commercials at the end of the month, if you made enough, they'll cut you a little check. It's nothing to quit your day job. Might put some gas in your car, but what I do is
I need
yeah,
gas money
yeah,
too. I know
yeah, yeah,
everybody on here need gas money.
yeah, no doubt. So,
Okay.
what I do is the people that's working with me, I just go ahead and split that with them.
Right, right. So you got a team of people that working with you. About how many people you got working?
Well, right now I have one show currently on there. It's called Follow Me. It's a credit repair show. Once again, dealing with informative matters. Informing people about financial matters. A guy named Ed Gary. Out of here in Atlanta. He does a 15,
Uh-huh.
30-minute show. Yeah, every Saturday at 10. Follow Me by Ed Gary. It's about credit repair and financial help. He's helping people financially with that show. He signed up a couple of months ago. I hope to keep him, hope to keep him more than one season, but we'll see. That still remains
Right,
to be
right,
seen.
right,
And so right now his show
right.
comes on
Okay.
Saturdays at 10 a.m.
Okay. So if I wanted to get my show, something like this, the male perspective, onto your platform, I would come to you and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. And then you would give me a spot to do my show.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah, I give you a spot. Like I said, long as the show is entertaining, informative, or set to inspire, Righteous Hustle Entertainment, we got a place for you. And what I
Okay.
always tell people
Okay.
too, I will broadcast, I will air whatever you do. It's like, so the client, I tell the clientele, look, you have creative control over your program. I'm not running your program. You can record your own pre-recorded show, submit it to me, and I'm gonna air it. I'm not gonna
Right.
edit you out. I'm not gonna censor you or nothing like that. It's internet radio. It's not governed by the FCC. So, if you got a
Right.
show out there, I'm offering free creative control. You do what you want to do on your show. I'm gonna air it. Only thing I'm gonna do,
Right.
put my commercials on there. You know, I'm gonna give you a
Right.
platform.
Right. Right.
I'm gonna put it out to millions. Through iHeart.
Right heart. Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. That's awesome. Righteous Hustle. So if anybody who's scrolling through, checking this video out, checking this live, we got Gregory King. He is the CEO of Righteous Hustle Entertainment. He will bring you on if you reach out to him. If you're looking for a place or looking for a home for your podcast, you got a show idea, reach out to him. How many listeners are we talking again?
We talking 30,000 on Blog Talk and probably over 1 million on iHeart, because iHeart is #1 in podcasts right now. They are at the top of the
Right.
heat when it comes to podcast shows. People listen to iHeart all the time. So if you got a show on my station that's playing on iHeart, chances are you're probably gonna get heard by somebody important. You might get discovered. Who knows?
Right, right. Good, good. Let's back up. Now, a person wants to get into podcasting now. What's some of the first steps that he or she needs to do?
Well, mainly know what you want to talk about. Know your information. You don't want to get on a show and be
Mm,
spouting out a whole bunch of fallacies, and people can easily,
right.
people are slick nowadays. I mean, they don't mind pointing out where you were wrong, and they don't mind putting it in your face that you were wrong. You know. Then you got
Hmm.
the legal aspects of, you don't want to go around saying stuff about people, it ain't true, and they can come back and sue you for slander. So get your facts, do your research,
Mm,
only quote from credible sources. If you want to quote about celebrities, what's going on, make sure you got it from TMZ or a good source like that, or CNN or Fox News or something like that. Always want to make sure you cite your sources. Um, and just be
hmm.
real, be yourself. I mean, everybody got opinions. You know, there's no right or wrongs with this. If you want to talk about coronavirus, what's going on, everybody got an opinion about it. So do a show. Just make sure when you're citing or when you talk about something or some person or some entity in particular, always cite your sources.
Right, right. That's good. So when you cite your sources, how detailed do you need to be when you're citing sources? So you just basically need to verbalize it on the show, or do you also need to have it written down somewhere as well and be able to produce that, on moment's notice?
Well, no, you just do the basic. I mean, if you're on a little podcast, I mean, with you're not on a contract, you're not on a big time contract with a big time company like Cox Communications or nothing like that. Just basically cite it verbally. Like I said, TMZ reports here, or getting this from TMZ right here. You can say something simple as, uh, man, Lil Wayne got some fake gold. TMZ reporting this. You know, or I'm reading this from the TMZ web.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something simple like that. Or I'm reading this from New York Times. New York Times said Trump got a new wig or something. New York Times reporting. Or you could say the the editor, not the editor, but the author's name, or something like that. This person is reporting, or New York Times reporting. It's simple as
Yeah.
that. Got to keep you out of trouble.
Okay. Right. Okay. No, that's good. That's good info to know because I'm pretty sure people just start spouting off and start saying stuff and don't even think about the repercussions of what they're saying.
Right. Exactly.
That's
Especially in the
good.
media,
That's good.
especially in business, it's like kind of
All
like
right.
you're kind of like media in a sense, because people do listen to blogs.
Right.
Whether we might be underground, you might not be Charlemagne the God, you might not be Don Lemon or anything like that, but people do listen to these blogs, and these fans do care
Yeah.
about what these bloggers have to say. They're starting to grow in popularity. I mean, especially with people being home now,
Mm.
and I think that
Yeah. Yeah.
television streaming, and podcasting is going to be the new thing moving forward. I say 5 years from now. I mean, it probably be just like where you see cable TV and radios now. I mean, it's all going to be on podcast.
Mm.
Might as well get involved with it now.
Right. Right. You're right. Always got to jump ahead of the game. Get in front of the curve.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else would you say for those startup people who are struggling with their podcast? One now they got started. How can they gain more traction, gain more listeners, things like that?
Well, I always say advertise, advertise. I started out. Facebook has a good campaign that you could pay, next to nothing. I think it's like $30. You buy some time, you buy a campaign on there, and you can uh, advertise with Facebook. Um, and you can also put in your demographics of where you want these ads to go. And Facebook will place it. They have a brilliant ad campaign. But for what I was trying to do with the foot modeling aspect of it, Facebook would shut it down because that wasn't considered fan
Mm.
friendly, right, or family friendly. But if it's something that's considered family friendly, yeah, you can advertise on Facebook. Um, there's plenty of different advertising companies you can find online, or just do it for free. You got a friends list, you could post your link. Like I told the guy that's doing the Follow Me
Mm.
show, I said, hey man, I'm gonna promote for you, but help me to help you. You also got to promote for yourself, brother. Post your link. That link to that show, post it. Always post your link. Your link could be up there online. You can always publish your link anywhere. People could click on that link and go straight to your show and hear you.
Got it. Right. Okay. Well, that's good stuff, man. I appreciate you on board. I ain't gonna keep you too long. I know you taking a break to give a shout out to anybody.
Yeah.
Again, this is Gregory. What's the name of the company again that people can reach out to you?
Yeah. Righteous Hustle Entertainment. You can find us at blogtalkradio.com/Righteous Hustle. You can also find us on the iHeart app under podcast. Just type in Righteous Hustle, or you could Google me. I'm always on Google. Or just put in Righteous Hustle Entertainment. You see the whole, kit and caboodle of what I've done, what shows I've done, what's on my station now, what's featuring now, all that. Or you can also email me at rheatlanta@gmail.com. That's rheatlanta@gmail.com. And you see my name right there. You can also put that name in Facebook. Hit me up. I'm not hard to find. I'm everywhere online, man. I'm not hard to find. I make myself pretty accessible.
All right, that's good. That's how you make your bread and butter. All right. Well, I appreciate you, man. We're gonna cut this again. Reach out to Al King, for all your podcasting needs and get your exposure. Again, this is Timothy Moore coming to you out of Acquiring Vision. Tonight's podcast was on podcasting. Hope you were able to grab a few nuggets, some things about your vision for podcasting. Just don't be afraid to push out there, whatever your dream is, whatever it is, that you want to launch. Don't be afraid. There's people out doing it right now every day. So I want to encourage you, start that podcast, start jumping out there and just do it. All right, folks. Again, we're signing off. Thank you for watching. Let me hit replay or some likes and love so we know you were here. Peace.
All right, peace.
And stick around for a minute before you go, Al.
This is another Hustle production.